I got the moves. I got the moves. I'm making moves. You gotta move. You gotta make the city move. Like, whoa. I make the city move. I got the move.
In every NBA season, there are always some teams who come out of nowhere and have a great season, one that many did not see coming. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at the 4 biggest surprise NBA teams of the 2020 season and how they managed to defy all odds and have such a good year. If you're new here and enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe for more NBA content like this. But with that being said, let's get right into this top 4. Number 4, the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors' success this season may not come as a surprise to most of you, and to be honest, I did see them having a good year this year myself, but I think it's fair to say this team has done extraordinarily better than anyone really predicted. After losing Kawhi Leonard, many expected this team to fall down the standings a bit, probably still make the playoffs easily, but most likely finish around the 5th to 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. However, they have crushed even that prediction, as the Raptors have finished the season for now as the 2nd seed in the East, yes, the 2nd seed, and have a record of 46-18, good enough for 3rd best in the league, above teams like the Celtics, Rockets, and Clippers, which is the team their Finals MVP Kawhi Leonard went to. So, how did the Raptors do so well this year and prove to be one of the league's best teams? I think a lot of it had to do with the roster. The majority of the core group of guys who won the championship last season are still on the roster, which of course has benefited the chemistry of the team and has proved to the league that Kawhi didn't carry the Raptors to a ring, he just led them there. This surprise season also came from players improving, like Siakam, who was a first-time All-Star, like VanVleet, who's now a great scoring point guard that can start or come off the bench as 6th man. Guys like Powell, who broke out this season out of nowhere. Just to name a few, there's obviously so much more. Nick Nurse has now also proved himself as one of the best head coaches in the league. Despite all the injuries they suffered this season, he made sure the Raptors kept winning, and he deserves a lot of credit for altering the game plan and getting a lot of unprecedented wins. I mean, guys like Lowry, Siakam, Ibaka, VanVleet all suffered injuries and have all sat out more than 10 games this season due to it, yet the team stayed winning, and that's what makes this season even more crazy and surprising. Everything was going against the Raptors this year, yet they held strong and pulled through and showed why they won it all last year. They were just that good. Overall, thanks to the amazing chemistry of the team, the great roster and championship mentality the core brought, this team has surprised everyone this regular season and finished as the 2nd seed in the East. No one thought this team would get to where they are, especially after losing Kawhi Leonard in the offseason. They would make the playoffs, sure, but finish as a 2nd seed with the 3rd best record in the entire league? I don't think anyone saw that coming, making them one of the biggest surprises to me this season. Number 3, the Miami Heat. Coming into the season, Miami was seen as a fringe playoff team, a squad that would be a 2nd round exit at best if they got lucky. Many had them finishing towards the bottom of the playoff picture or even out of it. People didn't see how Jimmy Butler's addition made them that much better, so an average season was expected. However, Miami's chemistry and work ethic led them to a fantastic year no one saw coming. At the time of recording, Miami are 41-24 and hold the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, but have fluctuated between the 2nd and 5th seed throughout the season. This is thanks to a great year from Jimmy Butler. As though his stats may not jump out at you, his leadership and culture he brings to an organization off the court really makes a positive impact. I've made a full video about the underrated impact of Jimmy Butler, so be sure to check it out after this one, but Butler deserves a lot of credit for Miami's surprising year. Bam Adebayo's breakout year, where he should win Most Improved Player, has also been a big help, and he's been brilliant in replacing Hassan Whiteside's role and has now even surpassed that. His passing game is extremely unique and underrated, and he's been a real factor for Miami this season. Same with guys like Duncan Robinson and rookies like Nunn and Herro. They've all broken out this year and become special contributors in their own way to the team. Even guys like Jay Crowder and Iguodala, guys who only joined the team midway through the year. They've all slid in really well and become amazing contributors to the team. This has all combined for a great year that no one expected. The biggest thing to me though that made this team a surprise winner this year has to be the chemistry and work ethic of the squad. They all get along so well, and all of that mentality to get even better day by day, trying to be the best they can be. They all want to win too. They all have that killer mindset when they step on the court, and it shows. The Miami Heat, led by Jimmy Butler, have turned themselves from an average playoff team to legit title contenders in a matter of months, and it's scaring teams around the league. When the season does eventually return, expect a few upsets in the playoffs, caused by this team in particular. Number 2, the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies came into this season with nothing to lose, and with no real expectations. No one really expected much success, so everyone had them finishing in the bottom 3 of the West pretty much. However, Ja Morant and his teammates turned out to be a lot better than expected, and may find themselves with a playoff berth, which is absolutely insane. Ja Morant has killed it this season, averaging 19 and 7 in his rookie campaign, locking away the trophy for himself pretty early on. Ja has that killer mentality and hasn't skipped a beat this season, being consistently dominant and being great from the get-go. He's been the leader for Memphis, and they have entrusted him with the first option role on the team, and he hasn't looked back since. With Zion out of the limelight for the majority of the season has belonged to Ja, and with Jaren Jackson Jr. backing him up as well as Brandon Clark and Dylan Brooks having brilliant years themselves, the Grizzlies have shocked everyone. As I mentioned, this team has got themselves a playoff spot with the 8th seed. How well they do in the playoffs against an elite Lakers squad is unknown, but this team is definitely one you could expect an upset from. No one thought a Memphis playoff berth was possible this season, but they've gone out and proved everyone wrong, making them one of the biggest surprises to me this season. Number 1, the Oklahoma City Thunder. And finally, the biggest surprise of the 2020 NBA season has to be the Oklahoma City Thunder. After losing Paul George and Russell Westbrook in the off-season, it seemed like a single shot by Damian Lillard had killed the entire Thunder franchise. In a blink of an eye, the winning days were over. Or so we thought. After everyone expected the Thunder to finish out of the playoff picture, they surprised everyone by having a big winning streak in December and January, and they've kept the momentum going throughout the rest of the season. Now, they're the 5th seed to finish the year, 5 seeds above the Blazers, who supposedly destroyed their franchise, and a seed above the Rockets, the team they traded Westbrook to, a trade they supposedly lost. None of those have turned out to be true, obviously. Chris Paul has been amazing for OKC, being a great leader and veteran to have, as he earned himself an all-star spot for those reasons. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has turned into something special and is a candidate for most improved player, and Dennis Schroeder has become a 6th Man of the Year candidate himself. Steven Adams has been as effective as ever, and the overall build of the team is perfect. There is no real star, no true number 1 guy, and that's what makes this team and its success so special. The Thunder were not meant to be great this year. They weren't even meant to be good or average. This team was favoured to be a mid-lottery squad by season's end. However, they've flipped every single table on its head and become the greatest surprise team in recent memory. led by CP3, and with future stars following, OKC has become one of the most fun teams to watch this season, winning consistently along the way. They're better than their trade counterparts, except maybe the Clippers, but you could argue they are better off without PG. OKC went from a big loser of the 2019 offseason to one of the biggest winners in a couple months, and that's what makes this team so special to me. And it's why I just have to give them the #1 spot in this video. Their season has just been so incredible, it would be disrespectful to put them any lower. And that will conclude the top 4. What do you guys think of this? Who is the biggest surprise of the 2020 season to you? Did I miss any teams? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop it a like and subscribe. But with that being said, I am out. Peace.